Agents are all the rage, but building them and making them reliable is a real challenge. I'm Lance from LangChain. We spent a lot of time thinking about agents, and we have a new library called LangGraph, which helps you build reliable agents. I'll show you how to do it right now. So this agent.py is a Python script I'm going to use to lay out my agent. And first, I'm just going to import a model here. I'll use Chat Anthropic. And I'll define a few different tools. In this case, we'll make it really simple toy example, an add tool, a multiply tool, a divide tool, okay? So those are tools I want my agent to use. I define those as a list, and I go ahead and bind those to Chat Anthropic. I'll use Claude 3 Sonnet. Now this is using LangChain's integration with Anthropic. And so you see this bind tools method is very conveniently available. So that's how we bind our tools to our LLM. So now we have this model with tools. I want to use this as an agent. LangGraph makes that very easy to do. So in LangGraph, you can think about the steps you want your agent to take. Each step is basically a node, and then steps can be connected with edges. So basically, LangGraph expresses control flows that agents can take as graphs with nodes and edges. Now this is a really simple one, where I just have a single node, that's my assistant node, and it's basically going to call the model we defined up here. Now you see something else that's pretty cool. LangGraph has what we call state. State's what allows you to pass information between nodes. So this state is basically this built-in messages state object, which is part of LangGraph, which basically contains a number of keys. One of the keys built into state is this messages key. So what we're doing in this node is we're calling the chat model, and we're basically just returning the output of the model to the messages key, okay? So you can think about it as LangGraph lets you lay out agents as graphs with nodes and edges. Each node can interact with a state variable, and this state is what you use to transmit information across your agent. So here we can just lay out our agent. We're going to go ahead and add our nodes. One is the assistant node. One is that tools node. For that tools node, we pass our list of tools we defined up here. And we can lay out the logic. So basically, edges set the logic of our agent. So we can basically start, we'll go to the assistant node. We add this conditional edge to go to the tools node or just back to the assistant and end. So that's how you can lay out an agent really simply as a Python script using LangGraph. And all you then do is builder.compile. That's how you compile your agent, okay? This agent graph. Now, what do you do then? So we have a very nice library called LangGraph Studio, which is part of LangGraph that allows you to visualize these. So I'll go ahead and open that right now. This is that agent we just built in Studio. So this is a nice IDE where I can actually look at the layout of my agent. Start, I go to my assistant node, that's where I'm going to call my chat model. My chat model may decide to call a tool. If so, it goes to the tools node using that conditional edge. That conditional edge looks at the output, goes to the tools node, and then goes back to the assistant. And this will repeat until no more tool call. Then we end. So that's basically the layout of our agent. Now let's go ahead and try to test this out. I can create a new thread, and I can basically select the agent, and I'll pass an input, say multiply 2 and 3, submit, and we can see the assistant's running. Claude is responding. It decides to make a tool call's made, and then we end. So what's nice about LangGraph Studio is it gives you a really good kind of visual experience to debug and test your agents that you build using LangGraph. So it's all connected, and you can even use LangGraph Cloud to deploy it. So that's like a very nice way you can kind of lay out and test agents in LangGraph. So that's just a very brief taste of LangGraph and how it works. We obviously showed you how to lay out an agent in LangGraph as a Python script, and then visualize it and debug it in LangGraph Studio, a visual IDE. So really what I want you to take away from this is LangGraph is a great way to build agents that can be reliable. You can test them really easily in LangGraph Studio. And if you want to learn more, go to the link in the description, which is for LangChain Academy. It's a free course that kind of walks you through LangGraph from scratch, and I taught it all free to use, and I'll show you how to do all this in a lot more detail. Thanks.
And if you've enjoyed the video from Lance from LangChain, make sure to give it a like. And if you want to see more videos like this, check out this channel and give it a subscribe. See you in the next one.